Hey guys, and welcome to Ask Allie, your place for spiritual advice for busy people. Ask Allie is the longest running spiritual podcast on iTunes. I've been helping others there since 2005. You can catch the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, True FM, Google Play, and along with watching it on YouTube. Today is Monday, September 24th, 2018. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving me a listen to. If you'd like to get a reading or have your energy balanced, find out more about me or support the podcast, I'll leave the information below in the show's notes. And don't forget, if you like this episode, please rate it. So, full moon in Aries is today. Oh yes, you're going to feel the fire. It's going to light a fire under your tush, and you're either going to get going on stuff that you started the last time Aries was hanging about in the moon, which was mid-April. Whatever you're doing back then, you're going to work on again now. All right. And if you're wanting to start a new project, it's something off the ground, this full moon in Aries with fire is bound to get you going. But in order to get going, you got to do something. And you got to set an intention for it, which is what we'll be talking about in today's topic. I had a ton of comments about Ask Allie last week because I said, I don't know. I need to get stuff out of my life in order to bring stuff into my life. Should I get rid of Ask Allie? Is it time to close the door on this puppy again? And I get overwhelming responses that no, this would not be the time to kick Ask Allie to the curb. So I will not. I am thinking about bringing the Ask Me a Question part back because, the name of the podcast is Ask Allie. And you used to ask me questions. I did that for up 10 years and did away with it. And then I tried to bring it back about 2.5 years ago, and nobody sent me a question. I left it go for about 6 months, and I didn't have a question. And when I do that part of the show, everybody who submits a question is in the hopper to get a free reading with me and you, reading, talking on the phone. Nobody submitted one question. I was crushed. So I'm like, out of here. But after 2.5 years, 3 years, it's probably about time to give it another go. So stay tuned for that. My cat, Lucky Duck, my Duckster, her bladder is very angry again. So we're back to the vet as soon as I am done recording everything today. That's all I got to say. Very, very angry bladder. Back to the vet, more money. Also, last week, and this surprised me, the Motivational Minute almost surpassed Ask Allie in downloads last week. Now, if you've never listened to the Motivational Minute, it's my other podcast. Each episode is like a minute to 2 minutes long, depending on what I'm talking about. And it really is some sort of motivational tip. I give you something to motivate you. It's the Motivational Minute, 60 seconds to a better you. So, the one I did last week was about, what did I do last week about? No, gratitude was here. Oh crap, I don't remember what I did last week. But whatever the topic was, people seemed to really like it. And it took off. So, if you haven't listened to it, they're short, sweet, to the point. And it's motivation for busy people, just like this is spiritual advice for busy people. People are busy, myself included, so I try to make them short. Now, last week I also talked about getting rid of Soulful Connections, which is the dating website that nobody seems to use. But the more I thought about it over the week, I really want to keep it because I have had the urge to create it for at least 10 years. So there has to be a reason that I had that urge for so long. So I did it, and nobody's using it really. So I need to promote it. I need to put it out there more. I need to make it more known. So I decided to add a show to it. Now, I know I tried to do this in the past, and it didn't work out. That's because it wasn't important to me. I mean, we all have the same 24 hours in the day, and we all make room for what's important to us, regardless what it is. So I have made Soulful Connections important to me. So it is now going to be in there regardless. I don't know what to include in it. I don't know exactly if I want to do video, audio, both. I don't know. So I have a survey down below in the show's notes. And I would greatly, greatly appreciate you if you would just it's 4 questions. It's 4 questions. I don't know who you are. As of this recording, I've had 2 people take it so far, and I've had it up 24 hours. So I need a few more. I mean, the 2 people gave me great advice, but I would like to round it out a bit. So if you could just take a moment, I'd appreciate that. Now, the 777 Institute. I have written here that it launches on the full moon of October 8th. That's what it says. Well, today is the full moon of the 24th. Therefore, the next full moon isn't until the end of October. So I don't know off the top of my head if I'm launching on the new moon, which is October 8th, or if it's actually the full moon of later on in October. My calendar's not sitting in front of me. I just caught this as I was reading. I'll get back to you on that, but either way, it is October. And if you would like to teach a class, and I really wish you would, because I don't want to be the only person teaching classes for these guys. There's so much wisdom out there. You guys are so smart and have so much to share that you need to share it with them. And I've got plenty of people who want to take courses. I just need people other than me. All right? So if you're interested, please email me, info@777institute.com. Whew. Now, we're going for the Oracle card overview of the week, September 24th, 2018. There you go. We're using the Gateway. What's this called again? The Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. And let's find out what's going on this week. It's going to be an interesting week, no matter how we slice things up because of the Aries full moon. With all that fire going, be careful how you drive. Be careful how other people drive. Be careful when you're trying to have an argument or a discussion with somebody, because fire is fire. It can be used for good. It can be used for getting yourself in trouble. So just be careful on how you use it. But red fire, manifestation, it's fantastic for Aries. So you could be doing that as well. So card 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Now remember, this is an overview. Not every card may pertain to you. If you'd like every card to pertain to you, you can always get a reading from me, and it'll be directed at you. All right, what do we got here? First one, communicating freely. Look at that. I communicate from the depths of my being. Now, with communicate freely, it's time for you to open up. It's time for you to express what's working, what's not working, if you want something, full moon, ask for it. Okay, so communicating freely. The second card we've got here, which I'm sure has to go with communicating freely, is being in the flow, which is always easier than it sounds. No, not easier than it sounds. It's always harder than it sounds. There we go. Harder than it sounds. I am in the flow of the universe. That's what the card says. I am in the flow of the universe. Now, I'm a control freak, I'm not going to lie. And being in the flow is astronomically difficult for me. But when I am in the flow, things just work. So I am reminding myself on a daily basis to be in the flow. And last but certainly not least is sharing of yourself. I am an incredibly generous being is what the card says. And you know what? You are. Humans are generous. So this week, you're going to want to speak up, communicate freely, something on your mind, get it out, right? Communicating freely, you've got be in the flow. Concentrate to be in the flow, because when you're in the flow, things do work out better. You don't have to keep running your head into a brick wall like I do. Don't be Allie. Be in the flow. And last but certainly not least, sharing of yourself. Look at the peeps around you, the people who you know, the people you communicate with, and find out who needs you. Because I can guarantee there's somebody in your social circle who's going to need you this week. We're human beings. We have ups and downs, in and out, good days, bad days. Somebody always needs you. Okay? Even you might need you. So, sharing of yourself. All right? Communicate freely, being in the flow, and sharing of yourself. That's what we got for this week. Not too shabby of a week, quite frankly. So that's that, and let's go on to our topic of the week, which I brought up because today is the full moon, and it is, what is your intention? I do an intention grid for people. I just started back up again. And what this grid is people write down what they want. What is their intention? And they write the intention down on paper, and I put it in this grid, and it really does work. And, things tend to come to those people who write intentions. An intention is what you want. An intention is setting something in energy in stone, so to speak. You can't get a result until you set an intention. You can't just say, hey, I want to buy myself a new car. There we go. Someday I'm going to drive in a new car. And you never set the intention for buying a new car. You never say, hey, universe, my intention is I want a new car. And I do. That is my intention for a new car. You just willy-nilly want a new car. The willy-nilly part doesn't work. So what is your intention? What are you looking to focus in on? Even if you don't do a grid, you can write your intention down on a piece of paper, preferably in red ink. I learned that from Ellen, I think her name was White House. Probably said it's White something. White Horse? No. White House. No. Ellen was her first name. Last name began with a W. And I'm so sorry. She's passed away, and I loved listening to her. And she always commented that when you write down intentions, that you write them in red ink. Because red is fire, it's manifestation, it gets things moving, right? So, even if you don't have a grid, find out, give yourself 1 or 2 wishes for tonight's full moon, or for any time, really. Write them down on a slip of paper in red ink, if possible. Make them short and sweet and to the point. You don't want a paragraph or 2. Say, like for me, for instance, for this full moon, my intentions will be to have several steady streams of income. My other intention, to buy a new car. My third intention, to make soulful connections self-sustaining. Those are my intentions. I will write them down, and I'll put them beneath my grid. If you don't have a grid, don't have enough stone, if you have any stones, just put them underneath a quartz crystal. Stick them someplace so they're not going to be disturbed until the new moon. You're good to go. If you have 0 stones, that's also okay. There's power in writing down your intention on a piece of paper. If you do not have red ink, that's fine. Just write it down. It doesn't have to be on a slip of paper. If you want to keep a book of intentions, a journal, and write down intentions, that's fine too. Whatever works for you. But in order to get a wish or a dream fulfilled, you need an intention first. That's your foundation. That's your cement slab or your basement, depending on where you live in the world. You can't build a house without a cement slab or a basement. You can't. So which do you have? Which is the foundation for your dream? Because that's what intentions are. They're foundations for dreams. So that's what I want you to think about today and this week. What is your intention? Write it down. All right? All right. So I want to thank you for joining me here at Ask Allie. If you like this episode, please rate it and tell your friends. The more people who listen, the more people hopefully I can help have their aha moments. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You can get this at Ask Allie telepathiccpodcast.com or outofbodyecstasy.com. You guys have yourself a fabulous week. Give lots of love to Lucky, please, because she's going to be going to the vet. And I'll catch you next Monday. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.